Right, let's get to it. So today I got absolutely slaughtered. I mean, I've never been so heavy in the miners, and I knew I was buying the top of, the current trend that we're in. I mean, I thought we were going to go up, but it's news, you never know. Obviously, all the numbers are fake. It's all temporary service sector, gone to illegal immigrants. They'll be revised later. The trend hasn't changed, macroeconomic, fundamental, geopolitical. I mean, there's no problem for me. I have no issue with, the trend, which is higher. So for me, this is they were able to smack gold and silver. And honestly, I never blame manipulation, and I'm not. But let's be honest, before the numbers came out, gold, silver, down over 1%, as usual, sold by the West, bought by the East. But paper just selling early on as Europe and the US start to open. Number comes out, just slammed. And remember, we were at technical breakout levels. I mean, it really was not the perfect time, the only time for them to do it. To stall, in my opinion, it's just stall a breakout. But I don't think anything's changed. So it's probably for me, I see it as an opportunity to buy low. However, I am in very heavy. I've never been this heavy. So today I got a real, like, my account took a serious hit, but I still have money on the sidelines. Like how much I've got? I've got probably um maybe less than 20% now on the sidelines, about 20% on the sidelines. But honestly, I was thinking about it like I want to buy more. I nibbled today because it's irresistible. I mean, some of these stocks were down 7, 8, 9%, 10, one of them. Um, I think we might go low. We're gonna get into that. Let me quickly cover DXY. I don't even care about DXY. I want to get straight to gold and silver. But look, we were DXY actually, but like gold and silver, it was on a critical support. Now I obviously thought we'd go down. We did the opposite, closed the high of day. 105 is resistance. We're so close. We're inevitably going to test that. Next stop after that, 105.5. I don't actually know if we're going to get there. I don't actually know. I think we'll get to 105, and then after that, maybe stall. And then these numbers are so fake, you know. It's just headline numbers, it's election numbers. It's once you get into it, I'm sure Peter Schiff will pick apart these numbers in detail. I just don't see us getting up here. I mean, yeah, that's the next real resistance, but I can't really believe it. Sorry. I mean, I refuse to believe, you know. So 105 we'll get to, and then we'll see after that. So let's just see. I'm going to reserve the right to just say we'll see until we close above 105, and then we can consider the zero point 0.5 increments after that. Yields, obviously, they went up too, following the dollar. They actually had already flushed the level, respective to the dollar. They went up nicely, closed the high of day. They all follow the same chart. The 2-year actually held the support. So, I did mention the 2-year and the DXY both being on support, and they both acted very similar. Now you got to watch out. If the DXY does get to 105, do we see the 2-year here? Is it possible that we start to break out 5%? I mean, I think we might get all the way up here, and we'll get resistance. But do we really break out and go higher? Is this amazing jobs number mean that we can now push up rates? System is so weak. Let's see. All right, the next resistance for the 10 years all the way up here. So, I was saying gold and silver could go a bit low. They can. They'll probably coincide with the DXY hitting 105 and the 2-year hitting 5. That expect resistance there. Let's get to gold and silver. So gold down 3.5%. That's rare, isn't it? Bearish engulfing. I mean, for me, you had two supports. You had this 1316. To be fair, I'm pretty sure. And I was gonna say we hit. I mean, yeah, everything was support, wasn't it? I mean, it was a bit of support, not really, not really. The real support, and you can see on a daily, more importantly, it was this 2280 something, right? So this line here, so that was real support, and that will be the one. This is now relevant. Actually, that might be resistance, right? If we do like pop up, and let's be honest, the East on Monday, they'll probably push this up back above 2300, and you might see some selling there. I'm sure I understand there. They trade technicals too, so I expect 2315-ish to be resistance. So for now, we're between these two lines, 2280 and 2315, thereabouts. But that's pretty bearish engulfing thing, candle. Now, if we go lower, and you can see a bit of a, remember, we're in a bull market, right? So don't worry about the bearish short term. One shoulder ahead, a very deformed shoulder. They usually are. This is the neckline. So if we do go down, now remember, lots of support, very strong support. If we do go down, I see 2200, big round number, also resistance here, never retested it. Once we hit that, it will take some time to curl. It might coincide with the ascending. Back up we go. And then at that point, I bet you this one, actually, this one is relevant already. This descending, that will be the one that really makes it for me. That might be the most exciting descending breakout because I'm in so heavy. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be buying this. I'm going to bank on this. I don't want to say I want to go all in, but I'm going to have like something like 10% left in my cash on the sidelines. I reckon by the time we're curling, and I feel like we're going to go back up because then we're going to hit this. Yeah, I really think this. If we flush, and we probably will. Let's say DXY and yields go up. Oh my God, numbers are great. Everything is awesome. Down we go, little bounce down there. Once we curl and hit this, oh my God, I really hope that I'm in heavy here. I'm going to be heavy. Why not, right? You only live once. This is such an obvious long-term bull market. And, I'm not in juniors. I'm not in options. I'm not leveraged. I've got salary on the sidelines. Everything's cool. I don't have any debt in real life. Like I can afford this. So that's just something I'm looking forward to. At least, that's the psychological benefit. And look at the portfolio, absolute obliteration. That's the psychological benefit of having cash on the sidelines. Imagine you're all in and you just have to watch this go down. You got no money on the sidelines. God forbid you have no salary coming in. You're all in investments and you got no money. That's horrible. And you actually will go back up. Don't worry. But as he, this hurts. But come Monday, Tuesday next week, if it keeps going down and it starts to get to 2200, I'm starting to get excited. Now I want it to go down because in my mind, I know I'm going to buy. So now I want it lower. I want to lose more money. So I'm going to get there. If we start to flush this neckline and come down here, that's the mindset I'm going to have once we near 2200. If we do. Otherwise, worst case scenario, we go all the way down and we start to reverse before I get in and, oh no, I'm making money back. So I like this psychological hedge. So I'm prepared for another flush. I nibbled tiny, I'll get to what I did. I nibbled very, very, very almost meaningless amounts just to sort of, because some of these are down so heavy and they're good just to top them back up. Some of them should be worth 5K. They're worth 4,800. Okay, just add 200. It was more like that stuff for 3 or 4 of them. But really the big amount, the big punch will come soon. So let's look at, well, that was gold, right? And yes, we can bounce. And if we do, 2315 is resistance. If we go higher, then this descending should act as resistance. And to be honest, this 2360, I feel like it's back in the cards. And by the time we imagine we just have a massive strong bounce on Monday for whatever reason, you've seen these things happen, like these bounces here, then it'll probably coincide with the descending. So 2360 is probably resistance also, if we even get there. Now I'm going to clean up this graffiti later. Let's look at silver, because silver went down a lot more, like 7%, bearish engulfing, same kind of thing. So kind of, even though it was double the pain percentage-wise as gold, it kind of did the same thing. It looks sort of similar. Now here we close below this low that we put in 2 days ago, just like gold. Well, actually, yeah, just like gold, come back down to this level. Let's see that. That's end of May, huh? What was silver trading out there? End of May. Oh, we were down here. Jesus. Very good, very good. So that's how much silver outperformed. Yeah, that chart looked weird. So yeah, we took out the lows from a few days ago, but so did gold. Look, for me, 29, which we pretty much touched, just as gold touched its own support. So we're kind of on support, right? Gold at 2280s, low 2280s, which is pretty much where we are. That's support. Silver, it's not obvious, but for me, 29, which pretty much we were out a little low. We were also at support. So we're kind of at support on both of them. And 29 doesn't look obvious, but for me here, it is, plus the fact that it's a big round number. So we're kind of at a mini support now. It can go lower. We've seen gold. If it does this flush, it's a big move. It's a big move. It's another 3.5%. Yeah, it's another 3.5%. Now, how much is it in silver if we go down from, and I remember putting this one in, from where we are now to this ascending support, silver should start acting stronger even on the way down soon. 3.5%. Yeah, I can see that happening. I can see silver going down, 4% and gold doing 3 point something. I can see silver sort of slowly outperforming, even though it's down 4% and silver down, sorry, even if silver is down 4% and gold's down 3, it's like slowing its underperformance, let's say. I can see that happening. For me, silver, right, keep it simple, 29, 28. That's the summary. 28, big round number. It's not really like resistance here at any point, but a bit of support there on these three candles. But it's the ascending. It's very clear to me, and a big round number. So if we go down in gold, if we start to come down here, and I expect a lot of dip buying, right? This was some freak show event, but the East is still buying. There's, for them, the geopolitics, the monetary policies, like what's going on. The BRICS didn't Putin just announce the BRICS payment system? Nothing is changing. This is just some fake number that's come out, and the algorithms have done what they do. This does not change my long-term thesis at all. It's something you laugh at, and honestly, it's an opportunity. It's a bit of a gift. So let's look at the miners. Miners smashed 7%, it's a big move. Close at low of day, a bit like the metals. Now, if we keep going down, right? Gold wants to go down 3%, silver wants to do 4%. Yeah, what's 4%? Why not? Do it. Let's get straight down there. Put us out of our misery. Do it, another 4%. And I reckon you're going to see some stocks down 2%, some individual stocks down 2%, 1%, or maybe they start to reverse early before they hit there. You can see the miners bounce. What I really like to see is when gold and silver keep going down and the miners are not going down. It's just like the beginning of the reversal. That's something to start looking forward to, because this will bounce hard. This is a new bull market. This is not what we're used to down here, where it's lower lows, lower highs. No, no, no. This is a massive breakout with all the stars aligned. We've covered the reasons before. So I see 4% until support. I've marked this support already. What is it? A SILJ, same thing. 5, okay, 7%. Makes sense. Makes sense. It probably won't. It'll probably get to here, because there'll be some vicious buying, and I am intending to be one of those people buying before the level that I've marked. I'm not buying at 32.40 or 41. I'll probably be buying here at the beginning. I'm very eager. 33.01. If we flush it, buy it. Might not even get 33.01. I just feel like the bounce is going to be. I've said it would be a shallow bounce, which we've got here. Okay, this is some fake freak event, but it's all a fake number. Right. I was wondering whether to do a separate video where I cover the individual miners. Look, I'll try and cover them quickly. If I feel like we need to do a more detailed one, I'll do that. Wow, Newmont still hasn't even flushed this. That is strong. Newmont is where we were just the last 2 days, whilst the miners have just completely gapped out. So Newmont is unbelievably strong now. I did say Newmont is a hell of a buy because it had good news. It's smashed. It's underperformed. It's the biggest in the world. That is proof right there. So if we go lower, this will fill the gap. And what a vicious bouncer this will be, right? It's showing you here that it's strong. If it's forced to go down, it will fill the gap, or it will start to fill the gap. Whatever it does, this has already told you, and we know why. Good news, underperformed for ages. This is a candidate to bounce hard. I didn't add to it because I've already got like fully allocated amount in there. Barrick Gold. I think I nibbled this one. So I always said I wanted to nibble this one. It's worth quite a lot. I actually forgot if I bought this one. Whatever. If I did, it was small nibbles. If we go lower, it's going to be down here. What a buy this would be. I think I did buy this one. I think I nibbled it already, even though I'm fully aware that it could do another level. Another level is usually 5%. That's probably what this is here. 3.5. Okay, whatever. I mean, this trading in the 15s. If you didn't know what GDX and the gold did, you'd expect it to have gone sideways for months. Instead, we've broken out, and this is a senior, not some unbelievable, unbelievable Barrett Gold. But what a gift long term, right? You come back in 3.5 years. Where is this? It's above 31. That's the answer. But otherwise, holding its support, didn't do too bad, but still down 6.5%. Jesus. Agnico Eagle, just one of the best, 7%, 7%. Can it do another? Where's support? Yeah, 5%. If we go down an entire new level, I mean, this one is a buy, and a lot of them have got the same sort of thing, right? Barrick 3, Newmont. How much of a move is this? Well, Newmont's going to outperform 4, 3, 4, 5. And these are the seniors. These will hold up. These will help reverse the GDX. Pan American Silver down 8%. That hurts. But this is such a good stock. Close at low of day, close at support, just like gold, silver. Not the miners, though. The miners are not actually in any support. I don't think I mentioned that. But if you look at the GDX, let's look at the GDX real quick. Not actually any support that I can tell. We lost. Okay, this is not obvious support at all. But GDXJ and SILJ indicate that was support. That's why I placed it here. This is like the equivalent of the GDX. But I don't see this as support. That as support. Maybe 33. You can see why. A couple of wicks touching it. But then this is the obvious one. So we're not really at support. But Pan America, that's why it's good to trade individual stocks, because some of the individual stocks, you can be extra granular of your entry and exits. I feel like it's at a bit of a support zone here and there. That's why I left that line in. Mini support. Now, if we go next level lower, then I see 1950, just below 1950. You can see why resistance there. Yeah. And then we're pretty much touching the ascending. So we can go a little bit lower in Pan American Silver. 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Down goes gold, that little extra level to 2200 silver. It could happen. I mean, it very, very well could happen. If we go down another level, then Pan America goes here. 19, bam. Big reversal, big hammer, up we go. And then the descending breakout. I am looking forward to that descending breakout so much. SSRM, that's all right, 4%. It's actually bounced really well the last 2 days. So fair enough. We're actually higher than where we were the last 3 days. So not bad. But that's actually underperformed. So that's okay. That one's nothing to worry about. Wheaton, we're trading where we were 2 days ago. I mean, it's not really a worry, is it? Down 5%. I did buy that yesterday, like up here-ish. Horrible trading yesterday. I got taken over by emotion, like, oh my God, it's going to go up. This is it. This is the big breakout. And I think I'm just, I'm going to have to wait 2 extra weeks for the breakout, but I'm absolutely convinced it's going to happen. But yeah, of course, I regret buying yesterday. But look, we're where we were 2 days ago. So really, is it that bad? Oh, sorry. If we do go down, it's down here. Yes. I don't see any issue there. 3%, and Wheaton should act strong soon. I mean, everyone got a bit of an ass kicking today, 5.5%, but I think as we go down next level, Wheaton's going to remember that it's supposed to be the defensive one, and you can't go down more than 4%. If the minus is down 5%, it should be maybe 2 or 3. So I feel like 51 should be good support. Look at that. That was resistance there. Never really. Oh yeah, we did back test it. So yeah, 51 should be support. And that would make sense if we go down an extra level, just another 3% down. Franco-Nevada, another one I bought yesterday, small nibbles. Bam. Okay, we're a bit lower. Next level is 114. Could it do it? 2, 3%. Yes, it could. Just matching Wheaton. And they'll all have their little descending. I'll draw those in once I think the bounce is in. That'll be the one to take out. I won't do it yet, but that's the one to take out. I'll leave it on the GDXJ. Metalla, this one, I felt like it wants to go up. Now, obviously, on a day like today, it has to go down. And actually, it was doing quite well. Yeah, 6%. Next stop's 290. If we keep going lower, I feel like that should be very strong support. 4 or 5%. That would justify a big move down. Now, First Majestic, this one I nibbled today. This one I nibbled today, and I think I nibbled on it yesterday. I just feel like it's come down a lot. And sure, we can go down another level. It would make an ugly chart if you start to close below here, and that's only 2.5% down. If silver starts to go down towards 19, sorry, 19. If silver starts to go, God, I forgot my numbers. That was Pan American silver. If silver starts to go down towards 28, 19, yeah, First Majestic will. I mean, how much of a move down is that? 3.5%. Yeah, I can see that. I can see First Majestic, going down. Okay, you'll start to flush this because silver's down. Oh my God, go towards $6 and then bounce heavy and then close around 620. And then you got a nice hammer. It looks like it wants to reverse. Then after the close, you start looking at silver. Oh my God, we got nice support. Maybe I should buy First Majestic. Next thing you know, we're starting to move up towards 7, and that was it. Now, I know First Majestic's had bad news and it's not the best of the best, but that's a big move down from its highs. And this is a 30%, and this is a top candidate for a squeeze. And we are very close to a squeeze in silver. I know we had a bad day, but if you reverse and go up a little bit more, you take out the descending, you're squeezing. And this thing, I don't care what news you just had, you have to participate, and you're going to be at 14 in 2 months. So it's just something about First Majestic that attracts me to it when it's come down this much. Heckler. Now look at this. Didn't buy Heckler. I never end up buying Heckler. Actually, I'm not supposed to cover Heckler right now. But anyway, Heckler hit its support. You can see it bounced, right? It didn't bounce. It didn't close at low of day like most of the others. So I think that's an indication that people saw it as support. So first of all, this level 520, you can see why as resistance, support here, support there. And more importantly, the ascending. So for me, 520 is support. Now, if we go down another level, sorry, you have to go down, then probably $5, big round number, gap fill, mini support zone. So I'd say $5. I don't see us going all the way down to here. This is a good stock. I don't see it getting that weak, going all the way down to 470. If it does, what a hell of a buy. So imagine from where we are now, the $5, 6%. That'll take care of an entire level down. And I don't think it'll even get there. So Heckler is probably a bit of a buy. Honestly, I nibbled the stocks that I held because I have a bit of a bias. I'm looking at what I own. It's on my portfolio watch list. I can see them quicker. I did look at Heckler and see that, it's down 8%. It's at support. But I just thought, let's look over the weekend and decide if this could easily go down another level. If it does, I may have to include Heckler to my portfolio. Then I'm done. No more. No more. I'm all in almost, even though I'll still have 50%, 15% cash on the sidelines, but that's a lot of stocks and a lot of money in. But I am really contemplating Heckler, especially if there's a level drop. So I didn't add any, but I definitely noticed the ascending support there. All right, let's cover the other ones I usually do. Fortuna, which had bad news, I saw it down here. I didn't add because it's still worth, the value is still worth the same as kind of the others, especially First Majestic since I added to it. Now it's on support. I saw that close at low of day. It's just had bad news. I don't think it's going to be eager to bounce like some of the others. So I just thought I'd need the weekend, right? Sleep on it several days. But it's at a clear support level. And if we go down another level, I don't actually know where the next support. That's not going to do it. Maybe 460. That's a lot though, isn't it? It's another 7%. This will violently bounce, this one, if it gets down there. I see something here. I see some sort of a 450, just above 450. See what I mean? These candles, because we know this is too much. This is, even if it goes to 440, that's like 10%. That's too much. But maybe 460. Something to consider. Right, Cœur d'Arlène. I mean, this one is still in its ascending. Talk about performance. And I nibbled out of it up here. And to be honest, the next day it was up even higher. And this thing has actually been the strongest one. This has to go down another level. If there's any drop next week, Monday, this goes straight down to $5. Big number. It's clear horizontal support. It would have lost ascending. It would be a 6% move, which would justify another level down in silver. So it's absolutely going to go to $5 if there's any move lower next week. there's a move up, it goes back up, it looks strong again. It is strong. So Cal Darlene is a bit of a holdout. Very impressive. EXK also holding out quite well. I really thought it would have at least gap filled. Probably should be down here, to be honest, but it's really resilient. So it's trading where it was 2, 3 days ago. Very good. Gap fill is easy, 3%. I mean, yeah, if we have another move down, it'll do that and probably more. That's very easy. That's very small percentage. It was down 7% to be honest, but still overall it's trading where it was. Well, it should have been lower. So very resilient, very resilient. Okay, Mag Silver. This is also resilient now, to be honest. This little zone here deserves a little mention. 1260-ish. Yeah, next level's down here, 1220. I still think it will bounce quite strong, 3%. I don't see us going all the way down to 1150. That would be a buy, even though it's Mag Silver and I don't like it. It's had good news recently and it's underperformed on the way up and it's a good silver stock. So and it's acting like it too. It looks like a lot of people are interested, higher highs. I like this. So this is a late runner and I think it'll do quite well actually in the medium term. I am gold. Yeah, this one was weak. I said watch out, but everything got destroyed today. But 10%, you know what I mean? That's worse than some of the silver stocks that got crushed. So this underperformed, and it makes sense. It had bad news, lots of red candles, closing the low of day. The bounce retested the resistance, descending, smash. Now I do think it's a little overdone now. So if we do go down another level 2%. If it does more, it's going to be this little gap fill, 5%. And then we're almost back to where I bought in at $3. Well, not almost, but I think this one will be one of the first ones to curl and go back up. It's a bit overdone, but actually I might be, honestly, I'd probably trim some on the way back up. I feel like there's a lot of resistance, above 409, start trimming. If there's a squeeze going on, then it will obviously rise. I'll trim maybe at the gap fill. This one I want to trim, but I still think long term it'll do superb. But it's about allocating the capital where it'll rise the most. And I think once it's up here, there'll be too much resistance and others will probably outperform. B2 gold, and I was buying here 280, 278, 282, bam, 259. But that's what's going to happen if you have bad news. Down it goes. Now, I did add this ascending line. I'm not in a hurry to buy because it's worth 4K for me. That's what it's supposed to be worth. Now, I think if it gets to 250 something here, it's probably a buy, isn't it? Right between 250 and 255, it's a buy. Closed at low of day. If we go down another level, we could get it back to 251. That's absolutely wild. Back at the absolute lows. It's a good company, right? I mean, this is even if their Mali operation just gets dynamited, it's worth more than if it's a 251, than where it is now. So yeah, I think I would actually have to buy this or add to it. This might be one where I'd have to add to it if it gets a 251. I don't care what's happening, what gold and silver are doing, or I think just on general principle, I'd have to buy that because that is fundamentally mispriced. All right, Equinox, I bought it. This is one I nibbled at. I've been buying this one recently. I bought it up somewhere here, 240s, 250s, I don't even know. No, lower. But I feel like this is a strong one. I feel like it's strong in the low fives, 520 or lower. I think I bought it in near low of day, actually. This one near low of day, probably around 515-ish. Doesn't really matter, it's the same thing. I feel like this area here, and I'd circled it already, is a strong buy zone. Yes, it closed at low of day. Yes, it can get to $5. Yes, it could even flush $5, but if it does, I feel like it would reverse and close above 5. Otherwise, the next real support is 460-ish. This resistance here, I don't see that happening at all. If it does, I'm adding. That's what my sidelines is for. I would add to that. I would. And the bounce is going to be ferocious stuff. I mean, so much money made back. So I'm not going to buy 501 because I already bought 515, let's say. I forgot where it was. And 515, 501, same thing. But if we flush the next level, which we won't, I would buy that. Finally, SPSW, didn't look at it. It's not a real gold stock. It's some sort of multi-metal stock. And actually, I had expected to be crushed a lot more than it was today. But I wasn't looking at it. I was looking at everything else, right? All right, look, that'll do. If I do have time of the weekend, I might cover some of the other ones that I haven't done in a while. Harmony, Anglo Gold. I think I missed some of the other ones. This one here, Aris Mining. Yeah, deck, not too much. All right, that'll do. Let me know what you think. Do you think we're going to go lower too? The numbers, obviously, you agree they're absolute fraudulent stuff, and this is ultimately an opportunity. I guess you agree with me there. Um, yeah, so we deserved a bit of cold water port. Well, I did. It's getting a bit too bullish, so nice to be slapped in the face now and then. But that one hurt. I'm in heavy, it's at the top, it's a rookie mistake. But it wasn't really a mistake, it was just getting too optimistic with news that they like to manipulate. But I don't see any trend change. If I was the East, I'd buy into this silly Bidenomics fraud. It's just an opportunity for the East and for us, actually. So otherwise, have a good weekend. It's exciting, at least.